Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. We're at the end of winter, and I'm excited to say that my earliest tulips are Apricot Beauty, and they are an early tulip. I would like to admit that I am very, very happy and I feel successful because these tulips are over a foot long, which is no small accomplishment in zone 10B. And they are just now putting on their flower, which means that they're gonna get to 1.5 foot, and they just have a blush of color, so I should have quite a wonderful winter display of apricot tulips. This is the window to my dining room table, so when I open this window I will get to see this as my beautiful decor for the table, so I'm really happy about that. My fennel came back. If you guys saw my fennel from last year, it grew huge, and then it flowered like it was as tall as this plant here when it flowered. And then after it flowered, of course, I chopped it down, and from the little bit I left, which was this stump right here, it has sent out 2 plants. Yeah, it has 2 plants. Oh, it had 2 plants maybe before, and I chopped them, and it sent out 2 more. I was hoping for more than that, but oh, okay, here's another one. So I've got 3 so far. We don't know what we'll get. This is my garlic chives. I've given up on garlic, and now I just use garlic chives. They don't have nearly as much flavor as garlic. They just have a mild garlic flavor, but they're very easy, and it's easy for me to maintain them. And I put my little walkway here that I go by. This was the last set of bulbs that I planted. Let me go over here and show you. I'm starting to have some geraniums and some petunias blooming. I planted this last year. It was festooned with flowers. Now it just has 1 or 2. I think it's getting ready to put on a big show, though, because it's starting to have little stuff come out of it, so I'm excited about that. I need to trim up my wormwood, get it ready for this year, but I love my wormwood so much, I just don't have the heart to touch it. This is Minerva. It's in a pot. It's doing great. I thought because I saw this red stuff on it that it wasn't going to flower, but it did flower in spite of that. And that's Sol d'Or, which has become my favorite daffodil because of the aroma. It smells like juicy fruit candy. It's so sweet, aromatic, and it has so much pollen. The pollinators like this daffodil. It's just little 1-inch daffodils, but I think they are just adorable, you know. And as the plants age and get bigger, I'm sure to get more daffodils from there. My one cauliflower that the birds left me because they ate the seeds when I first put them out. When I put out a second planting, they were tired of them. More of the geraniums going into bloom. And let's keep it going because I feel like I got some exciting stuff. All my little carrots are coming on. See the little carrot there? They're coming on nicely. And these are little lettuces. I need to pop some more spinach somewhere. I don't see very much in the way of spinach. Here are the little tiny cute bulbs that we planted all over. I don't know which is which, but they're doing just fine. The tulips are starting to come on here. Look at this one. Whatever that one is, it's about to bloom, which is exciting. This is a wormwood that I need to shape it whatever way I want to shape it, but I don't know which way I want to shape it because I might grow something that trellises it like beans in the summer, so I just don't know. These are some pomegranate trees that I got from Rare Seeds, and they've gotten quite big this year. And I love these fall colors. Yeah, I know it's wintertime, but you know, that's when we get fall colors here. Festooned by some parsley. It's so cute. I hope it puts on fruit this year. This one is doing nicely as well. And of course, my beloved sweet basil. I love that plant. The nasturtiums are starting to flower. And this Landis winter lettuce, this was the year for me to use it because it was cold this year, and this lettuce was the only lettuce that was willing to deal with cold for us. It was 30, 32 degrees, so it got to freezing, and this lettuce was fine. My beets turned their leaves turned dark. I wonder if there's a beet underneath there. Can we see a beet? My tulips are doing fine in there. I don't see a beet. I don't know if there's a beet in there. But we got lots of beet greens. And the way the beets are growing, it looks like there ought to be a beet in there. But either way, we got beet greens. So that's something. The tulips in the ground are later than the tulips that are planted in the pot. So they're just now actually throwing up a flower, but they haven't got any color or anything like that on their flower, and the flowers seem much more shapeful. Now the thing about these early tulips, even though the flower starts out right here, you go by where it is in bud, because this flower keeps on growing. So this will probably be at least a foot tall. Let me see how tall it is now. 3, 6, it's 9 inches. By the time it's in bud, it'll probably be at least a foot tall. So, you know, if the cool weather keeps up. My pelargoniums are starting to flower. I love this. I think I bought this. It was called Salmon, but it's this beautiful lipstick orange red color that just defies explanation, and I adore it. More tulips are starting to come up with a flower, and I have to assume these are the early tulips. They seem to all be about a foot long. My favorite tulips are Fosteria, and if this is Fosteria, it's really tall because this is already a foot tall. Early tulips, a foot is pretty good in my zone 10. That's my chart. This is the chart that tastes the closest to spinach, and I got the seeds from Grow from Italy, and I love it. It's a perennial in my area. It did not go to flower, and it is happy to grow with whatever else is growing. I eat it. I cut it and eat it when I want to. I actually put some more seeds over there so that I could eat more of it because I'm enjoying it. So my squash has been going for about a year now, and it's still going good. It re-rooted in the ground and made new plants, so I don't have to worry about planting a new one. So you see it's still leafy growth. Very happy with that. We've got more tulips coming up over here, and I'm curious to find out what we're going to have soon. The hyacinths are starting to bud up, and I'm even seeing a little color. That looks like a little blue color. That looks like a little yellow color. You know, I thought you might enjoy seeing things as they begin, you know, after all that hard work we put in. And I never got around to putting any dirt on them because it started getting freezing. And I thought the cold might get me better flowers. So, and now they've started budding up. So I feel like if I put an inch of soil on them now, or 3 inches on them now, it might be too late. So, oh well, I can always do it later. Like, you know, after they flowered, and I'm not worried about it anymore. I planted out my radishes over here, and you see my Moroccan squash rooted and managed to survive the freeze. The squash was growing up there, but I did some trimming, and the squash fell down to the ground, and I think it prefers the ground. That's my sorrel. Comes up every winter and dies in the summer. If you're seeing something that I'm not talking about, it's because I'm walking over, and I'll talk about it in a little bit. This is my first hyacinth to start flowering, and it is starting at 3 inches, so it should probably get to at least a foot tall, because the hyacinth, it blooms, but as it blooms, the plant and the flowers get bigger. So I'm excited to see how that looks. I didn't buy the biggest plants. I didn't buy the biggest bulb size, so whatever I get, I'm going to be very happy with it. And I think these are probably my Fosteria tulips, because I know they are usually, my Perissomas are usually my earliest tulips, but I planted some of my Perissomas late, so we'll see what happens. There's my blackberry. At this time of the year is the time of the year when I like to train my blackberry so that I can have it fruiting up the tree, because the birds eat a lot of my blackberries, of course, and then they take care of the worms and the snails and everything, so it works out. These are the fruits from my Kawino melon. It's an African jelly melon, and they've been taking a long time to color up. I have eaten them when they weren't colored up, but I was told by some African people they taste even better if I let them get golden color. This one is the most golden. These are really prickly. I grew some in the past that didn't have all those prickles, and I hope to come across that particular one again, because this one is a headache. My garlic has lived its life, and it got a little, the freeze kind of affected it. You know, it got, the leaves turned purple, you know. It didn't do as well with it as you would have thought. I wonder if it's going to flower. This one doesn't usually flower in my area, but this year, since it got frostbitten, maybe it'll be its year for flowering. And my bitter melon, this one didn't die out yet. It's still going strong. I had another one here, which was a new cultivar for me. I forgot what it's called, but it's supposed to be a white bitter melon. I got it in too late, and it didn't flower this year, but it just died out. So, you know, since it just died, I figure it'll come back when it considers it warm enough. But whatever kind of bitter melon I planted here, the leaves are getting a little light now, so maybe it's going to die back now. I don't know. But I love bitter melon, so I'm very happy about that. I've got fruit on my lemon tree. I cut it back quite a bit, and I've been treating it for the scale and everything on it. So I'm very happy to see some leaves aren't all crinkled up and everything. But whatever problem we got to deal with, we will deal with it together, and it will be overcome. No disease is permanent. You know, a disease is just a problem or obstacle that we have to overcome. This tree is the highlight of my garden. I use it as my trellis. As you can see, the way I've shaped it so that I trellis my beans, my peas, everything on it. I don't have to go through buying wood and building anything. God gave me this, and I've been shaping it. And I'm not going to lose it to any disease. I don't care where it comes from. I'm going to fight it, and I'm going to beat it. So that's what we got going on there. And so it had gotten so sick from this that it wouldn't even bear fruit. And I got to get out here and spray it with Organiseed, which is a mixture of fish oil and sesame seed oil. It fertilizes, it doesn't hurt bees, and it doesn't hurt me, but it hurts scale. It suffocates them. So I got to get out here with that as soon as I can. The nasturtiums are doing fine. I've planted a whole bunch of other stuff underneath there, and I just need more dirt, lots more dirt to clean up the garden. We had torrential rains. I had dug pits here for the rain to go through, and it did. And so there was like a river pit going through the garden like a moat, and when the rain was over, the dirt sunk back into here, and so now I need to hill up more dirt when I get the resources, you know. God is in control. And I was just so excited about that. So that was what I wanted to show you. God bless you.